What's going on, everybody? It's Dalton and my dad Jeff here again with another video from Family Tradition Garage. And I promised y'all we would do a full build breakdown of our 1946 Ford truck that we have sitting here. But I figured, since we built it together, we would do this video together. So
good
let's
idea.
get to it. Kind of started all off of how we got the truck. Now, I will say it is a 1946 Ford truck, but pretty much the only thing 1946 Ford on it is the cab. So I guess that's where we start, where we got it from. So I remember you got it for me for my birthday. I came home and it was on the trailer out there, and it was literally just the cab and half the frame. That's it. And I thought it was so cool, and I came in here and I was like, whose truck is that? Whose truck is that? And you told me, you're like, hey, oh yeah, that's a buddy of mine, Troy's. I just had to go get it for him, whatever. Right. And so I was like, oh, okay, never mind, somebody else. So, and then y'all eventually finally told me that this was my birthday present, and I'll never forget, you said, oh yeah, that's not for Troy, that's your birthday present, you got work to do. And I remember that to the T.
Right.
And so that kind of started. So where did you find it?
Buddy Troy, friend of mine, he bought it. It was a fence row truck, literally headed to the scrapyard. And he bought it, saved it, and told me about it. I went and looked at it, and I bought it from him.
Do you remember how much you bought it for originally?
No, I do not.
$100?
I don't have a clue. 100, 200, not much.
So I always remember that I always loved this style, and I really loved rat rods. Growing up, going to the NSRA shows with you and Mom, traveling, the Bunny Run. We went to Oklahoma. We've been to Springfield. We've kind of been all over.
NSRA.
Yep.
Yes.
And so I always loved these style hot rods. 32 Ford Roadsters, the Model A hot rods, they're cool. But I don't know. I like the rat rod look. And now I know this isn't a rat rod, which we'll get into why it's not later. but so I knew I wanted to do this kind of style. I knew I wanted, originally, remember we talked about chopping the top. It was just kind of like a cool passion of mine. I thought this was really cool, and it's kind of where we took off the road from it. But I remember, so when we first got the truck cab, the biggest thing was to take it off the original frame that it was on.
Yes.
And when I say original frame, I mean half of it. There was no back half.
Right.
So we took it out to your welding shop.
Yes.
And we have photos of it that I'm going to put up. It's on the forklift. You remember we had to raise it real high up because we built this little special cart for the cab to mount to.
Yes. Still have it.
Do you really?
Yep. Still got it.
Well, there you go.
Out at the welding shop.
There you go. So I remember that we built that, and then we brought the cab back here and started to tear it apart. Mm-hmm. And it was filthy. It was bad. It was covered in 5,000 layers of rust. It was covered... but come to find out, it had multiple layers of paint. It was yellow at one point in time. I think we found a green, red maybe.
I remember the yellow and the green.
Yeah.
But I don't remember exactly what.
Now, one thing cool I do remember about taking apart this truck is remember when I don't remember how we did it, but we tilted it, the cab up, just to see what would fall out. And do you remember, I kid you not, it was probably 45 or 50 of those old canned drink tabs.
The pull tabs.
The pull tabs.
Yes.
Fell out of the bottom of this thing.
Out of the glove box area.
We're going to say it was beer. I don't know. It just sounds cooler if it was beer. And then I do remember that me and Seth were over here, and you literally told us, hey, just gut it. Clean it out.
Gut it out. Clean it.
But I will tell you, one of the worst things about it was how much dirt came out of this cab. You made me clean the shop floor every night.
Yes, sir.
Every stinking night. I had to clean and sweep. And so when me and Seth were over here, I said, hey, Seth, I'm about to push a bunch of dirt out. Go get a trash bag and just hold up under the truck. And so that's what we were doing, so we didn't have to sweep. But I had to sweep every night. Clean this entire floor every night because of this truck.
Did we get blueprints?
Yeah. Yeah, so
That's right. You found a deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got a 32 Ford Roadster, blueprints for the frame, and we changed it all. You remember the type of metal we bought for it? Because we beefed it up quite a bit.
2x4, 1/8 square tubing is what we bought to build the frame out of. And
hefty.
we basically did nothing that the blueprint said do, really.
Except for just the geometry.
Well, basically some of the links to make it. And
then when it came to the middle section where the cab actually set over, we heavily, and I will stress that a lot, we heavily Z'd it. Like, I mean, it is
Yes.
Because we wanted it to look real low and just that hot rod look. We went to Springfield, Missouri NSRA show one year.
Yes.
And I took every bit of money I had, and I had a parts list. So when we get to the show, you know, I think we had the wagon at the time. Did we have the wagon, or did we just go?
I don't remember.
I
really don't.
We had a 62 Bel Air station wagon, I think around that time. I don't remember if we took it or not. But we went to the show, and my whole goal was to find these parts.
Yes.
So I remember when we left, we had the grill here, which is a 32 Ford grill. Now, wasn't my first choice. I wanted a 34 Ford grill because of how it goes down, swoops to a point.
Yes.
They look so good, but you know, second best, it's okay. But those are so expensive.
Right.
So this is what we landed with, was the 32 Ford grill.
Right. On a budget.
On a budget. And it's got a, I did it, their hot rod steering column in it that we bought from that show.
Yep.
Headlights we bought cross member. We bought turn signals. We bought gauge clusters. I mean, you could see our hotel room with all the parts laid out in it, because I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world. There's a lot of parts. I spent a lot of money that weekend. So we come back, get everything ready to go, and we start building the frame. And I remember we did it at your welding shop on your frame machine. And that's kind of where the idea of making this a rat rod kind of became, because we started playing with like logo ideas on the door with chalk and all that. But it changed drastically, because one thing that I love, part of the hot rod community, especially with our friend group and the big community that we have, they all found out that I was building my first hot rod and gonna have something of my own, so they all wanted to pitch in and help. So shout out Rick Everett, because he donated the entire 4-link rear suspension for this truck, and it is completely chrome. So that kind of changed the whole idea of it. I was like, how are you going to have a rat rod and chrome? They don't go together. But I had a little idea up in my brain to kind of merge the two kind of cultures together, of hot rod and rat rod together. The powerhouse of a hot rod.
Yes.
There's Tim Allen would say. So it is a small block 350 out of a Chevy. Not a Ford, it's a Chevy, small block. But it's because we already had it. And I mean, if you want to tell the story of the small block and where it came from.
The motor that's in this truck, my dad had it built at Cabot Automotive. Gentleman by the name of Elmer Trumpfeller is the gentleman that built this motor. He worked at Cabot Automotive. My dad had it built for me for graduation, because the motor that was in the old 72 Chevy truck that we call Family Tradition, it was wore out, weak, and that was my graduation present, was a new motor. And as I tore the truck apart, set this motor, we started this build. I thought, well, I got a motor, let's use it. So we got to looking at it, and naturally, you know, it had a little wear, this, that. It had set a long time. So Mr. Trumpfeller, Elmer, he had retired, no longer working. Cabot Automotive had closed. And I hit him up one day. He come through the welding shop, and I hit him up, and I said, "Hey, Elmer," I said, "how would you be interested in freshening and going back through the motor that you built for me when I graduated?" So, funny story, Elmer freshened, redone. We put a new cam in it. We up, a bigger cam, a little more lumpity lump, all the deals, and there it is. I mean, kind of a unique story. My dad had it built for me, and I had it built for him.
Yeah. So basically, this motor has been through 3 generations of our family. And so, pretty exciting, pretty cool.
Right.
But yeah, it's a small block 350. Nothing too crazy, just an upgraded cam. We did do the headers on it. Come out kind of the cool hot rod style headers.
Yes.
They do have a baffle into it just because of Arkansas state law.
Yes.
And they're wrapped. I don't advise anybody to do that ever again. That was a pain in the butt. There's a case of beer, and 12 hours later they're done. Keeping the whole hot rod trend of this, we went with a straight axle front end from
Pete and Jake's Super Bell, super slider spring. Yeah, pretty much straightforward, old school hot rod style front end.
That's what we kind of wanted to keep, this whole idea of this, because the rear end is a Ford 9-inch rear end.
Yes.
Out of a Bronco 2, correct? Is what we did?
Yes.
Yeah, just
because it was narrow. Yeah.
Yep. So we did that. We've got the chrome hairpins on it to kind of keep a more hot rod look about it. But then just kind of some old school vintage headlights on the front. One thing that we did a little bit differently on this build for it to be a hot rod, but kind of touch on the rat rod, is the paint. So I knew I didn't want to do the traditional just gloss red hot rod, which I know that's what you wanted so bad. His favorite color is red. But we were actually at that NSRA show in Springfield when we got all the parts, that we were walking around and I happened to see this truck that we just walking by, and it was green, like a matte finish with orange wheels. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Had never seen that before. And for some reason it clicked in me and I said, that's what I want to do. The color is actually a Nissan Xterra accent color called Tank Green. We did it in like a matte finish on kind of like over the all outer of it. And then the frame, the engine block, the interior, and under the bed is the same color but in gloss. And then the wheels are just some like steel wheels from Will Smith with the Baby Moon hubcaps, and they're DuPont orange. That it just kind of worked together, the idea that I wanted to do. But that's kind of where I went with the little rat rod with the matte finish. I didn't want this real glossy look on it because I still wanted it to have that kind of passion that I have for rat rods, and so that's why we went with the matte finish. The interior of the truck, it's a touchy subject. Because off camera here, he was just making fun of me. So the interior of the truck is not finished, and this truck has been done for a very long time. I just ain't done it yet. The idea is to do, distressed brown leather interior, make it look all nice and cool. But right now it's got Mexican blankets on the seats and in the floorboard, and all the sound deadening kind of just out there in the open, because we just ain't done it. My wife has been on my case about getting it finished, and I just haven't done it yet. One of the biggest challenges for me on this build was I learned everything about cars, hot rodding, bodywork, wiring on this truck right here.
Right.
And let me tell you, I hate wiring, especially on this thing, because everything is shoved up under the dash, and there is no dash hardly.
And all the wiring is run through the frame inside.
Yeah, I remember he used to have me take a coat hanger to fish wires through. So it's cool, and I'm so glad we did it. But yes, all the wirings fish through the frame, so you don't see any of it. It's all hidden. As you can see, the firewall is very clean. There's no real wires sticking out of it. The master cylinder
From Google.
Yep, the master cylinder is up under the dash of this truck, which is a little different.
A little bit.
To put brake fluid up in it, you gotta use a syringe and all kinds of stuff. That was a mess when we were doing it at the beginning. So the big challenge, if you remember, we had a deadline to hit.
Oh.
We had a deadline.
We was trying to
for
get
this
to
truck.
Springfield.
Springfield, Missouri was the very first show we ever took this truck to, the NSRA big car show in Springfield, Missouri.
Right.
And we had a deadline, and we were rushing to get this truck done for it.
Yes.
But we got it done, and it went, and it actually got into Street Scene magazine. This truck did. We have the article. Yep.
Yes.
It got into Street Scene,
That's
which
true.
was cool.
That was, yep.
If you remember also what happened at that show.
The storm, the rain.
Storm.
Yeah.
The hailstorm that came.
Yeah, the hailstorm.
So I'll never forget, we were at the show, and they come over the PA system warning everybody. So of course, everyone's making a mad dash out of there. So we get through the traffic, and you've got the 62 wagon.
I had the Bel Air wagon.
Yep. And we find this bank right outside the show, and we get under it, and there's like 3 or 4 other hot rods up under there too.
Yep. Up under the drive-through canopy.
Here just comes the hail and the rain, and we're just like, okay. We let it pass. We get back to the hotel, and we're all talking about what we're gonna do for dinner, and here comes another wave. We hear about it, and thanks to Miss Pam got out, and she drove around and found a
parking garage.
Yeah, it was a parking garage for a school, for a college.
For a college.
And she told us about it, and we all bolted. We all went to there, and I'm gonna tell you what, it come a downpour and hail out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. We all sat under there, and I think we were there until...
Yeah, we had Domino's pizza delivered to the parking garage.
That's right, that was an interesting...
For supper.
Point. Shout out to Springfield, Missouri Domino's for delivering us a pizza to a parking garage in the middle of a hailstorm. We tipped the guy great. I promise you we did. If we had to do this truck over again, what's one thing you'd change?
I'd probably chop the top. I'd probably go ahead and spend the time and chop the top.
I can agree with that. So that's our complete build breakdown of our 1946 Ford hot rod truck, whatever you want to call it. It's our 46 Ford. We really don't have a cool nickname for it, like Family Tradition, but it's our 46 Ford. But yeah, so hopefully we get more builds going on the way. I'm trying to talk him into building some other vehicles that are sitting and rusting, but we're having creative differences on them. He wants one thing, I want another. But we'll talk about that later. So until next time, I'm Dalton. This is Jeff, my dad, for Family Tradition Garage. Please follow us on all of our socials. And if you haven't yet heard, we have launched our own apparel brand called Family Tradition Garage, or FTG for short. If you would like to check it out, go to shopftggear.com. A lot of our designs feature our trucks, our friends' vehicles, but it's just inspired by what we love, and what we hope you love too is hot rods, classic cars and trucks of America, and the tradition that was passed down to us and this passion for them. You can see shirts featuring this truck basically that says garage built, fueled by tradition, because that's exactly what this truck was. It was built right here in this shop.
Yes.
So go check it out there, support us, help us launch this brand. Again, the website shopftggear.com. We'll see you on the next one.